All right. First Rocket Roast
Yes.
saying, we live in a reality where Lucario is Ash's most hated ace instead of this guy. And it's a picture of Sceptile. And I swear to God, I think this tweet is big, 100% big.
We gotta quit putting rage bait on Rocket Roast, bro. They just want to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's just not true.
It's getting our attention though. Crazy.
Raph, this was your pick, so like, elaborate why you wanted to roast this so badly.
All right, okay. So let's get one thing straight. Sceptile had a good upbringing, had a good backstory, had development. It helped Ash in some of the most critical battles of his career. That's not to say Lucario didn't do that, but Sceptile is a much more fleshed out Pokemon. It had a lot going for it. Lucario just came into the game. It got a bit upset with Ash because he felt like it was being neglected and he wasn't being able to bond with it that much. And then all of a sudden it got a Mega and now it had like this Super Saiyan crazy Freezer bomb attack that allowed it to go berserk in battle and incredibly powerful. But Sceptile had a better... I don't understand how people could actually hate Sceptile. Like, have you watched the series where it was in...
Let me play devil's advocate. Sceptile has the
Okay,
worst
go on.
win rate out of every ace Pokemon Ash has. Bro has an under
That is
50%
understandable.
win. No, he has a 55% win rate. That's pretty garbage. Now, to be fair, that's when
Yeah.
he's a
Bro just
Grovyle.
knows that off the top of his head. That's crazy.
I made a whole video about it, bro. That's
That's fair. That's fair.
like
enough.
most of his losses come from when he's a Trico and a Grovyle. When he's a Sceptile, he doesn't lose too much, but still, it's like, bro, like you're the ace, and Corfish has a better win rate than you. Come on, dog. So maybe that's the angle they're going for. If that's
I
it.
think I think another thing is like Sceptile isn't really like, at least for most of Hoenn, I feel like he's not the ace. Like he doesn't really do anything ace-like until like the very end where
Battle
he starts
Frontier.
fighting some Frontier
Battle
brands.
Frontier, yeah.
And then I think he really
post Battle
solidifies it
Frontier as well.
post Diamond and Pearl when he defeats Darkrai. Like that's
Yeah.
really his crowning
Whoa.
achievement.
Actually,
yeah,
you might
that
be
is
cooking there.
This is
No,
what I'm saying,
no one
bro.
thought of Sceptile as an ace until that battle, I swear. Like, he
The-
wasn't really up there.
I mean,
When
there
I-
were a couple moments Ash shared with like Trico trying to get it to master using its pound attack, seeing it use Overgrow against Norman for the first time.
Why was he
trying
struggling to use
unleash-
Pound? That's kind of crazy.
That is kinda
He
good.
didn't even have a grass type move for the rock type gym, actually. Hold up, wait a minute. This might be an anti roast. They
Oh,
might be
damn,
cooking.
He's cooking, actually.
He's a fraud. Oh,
I'm sorry, Raph.
Sceptile props too.
You know what? This is what happens. We go to roast one thing, and then it just leads to like more discovery. So to be honest, if anything, it could be an anti-roast.
Oh,
or a
no,
counter
he
roast.
might be a fraud.
I was gonna
get
defend
why-
Sceptile too.
I get why
So-
Lucario is like the most hated ace, though. And I'm not just saying this because I am the world's biggest Lucario hater. But I think the problem with Lucario is that like he takes so much attention away from the rest of Ash's Journeys team. Whereas like
Someone's
really-
just reminded me.
It
really,
is
other than
handed to him.
Greninja, I would say none of the other aces really overshadow the rest of the team that much. Would you agree?
Someone just reminded me actually.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat, Knight Marcher Ogun. They said that like Sceptile managed to catch up to Speed Form Deoxys as well. Like, come on, bro.
In Battle
Is that not
Frontier. And he
Yeah.
peaked
Yeah,
at the
Battle
end.
Bro, he done that. He done that.
Yeah, he peaked too
What's
late.
Lucario
Now,
done? What
he's
did
cool.
Lucario
Look,
do, bro?
he's cool.
Lucario had, I mean, I get it.
Garchomp, and that was it.
Yeah, he beat Garchomp, but I think for Lucario that everything was handed to Lucario. He is
He's the most privileged Pokemon that Ash has ever caught, bro.
super like just nepotism out the wazoo. He just
White
like
privilege
handed
the
everything.
Pokemon, bro.
He was born with 6 IVs, bro. He should have won.
6 IVs, Mega Snow, like he's gifted everything, like strong Aura Bond. He was never gonna take a L. To where like I give
He's on the
Sceptile
plate,
and even
bro.
Grovyle its props. It was fighting hands. He went through
That's my
heartbreak,
point.
came out of it, got stronger. He's gone through arcs. It feels like at
left.
some point Lucario did kind of like
Yeah. He got it on a
Plateau.
plate. Sceptile left, came back, and still was on Madness after defeating a Mythical.
Like, if you want to say Sceptile is like the least accomplished ace, like that's an argument itself. You could maybe say that, but I don't know if that equates with like why people should hate it. You know?
Yeah.
I will say,
I don't even hate Lucario, but yeah, go on.
no.
going back to what you were saying earlier, John, about how like, you know, like Grovyle and Sceptile didn't really feel like an ace. I think you're on like a good point there, because I feel like at that point, Generation 3, before Diamond and Pearl, there was never really an ace for Ash Ketchum. I mean, there was like, it was either Pikachu or Charizard, really. Because when you think about Johto, there is no Johto ace. It was
There is
just
no
Pikachu.
Johto
And,
Ace,
it was
yeah.
Pikachu
No.
and Charizard, and then
People kind
Hoenn,
of retroactively make it Heracross, which is just like he doesn't use it.
he
at
was
all.
gone like in the first
yeah.
20 episodes of Johto, so like it can't be.
I feel like the lore, the mythos of what Heracross could have been overshadows.
That's
Heracross.
exactly
Yeah.
it. 'Cause even myself, like in videos I've done, I'm like, yeah, this is Heracross the Ace, but he's not. Nowhere near.
Who would
He-
you
he
think is
could've
the
went-
Alola Ace? Because I've always thought
Yeah.
of Lycanroc as the Alola Ace.
Yeah, I would say
It,
so.
it can
I think the same.
it flips between like Lycanroc and like Incineroar because
Torracat.
they're both like
Yeah.
or Torracat
Yeah.
technically because Incineroar.
Yeah.
And
didn't
Incineroar is
anything.
weird though, because like we never saw him battle. Like we only saw him as a Torracat.
Or a
Yeah,
cat,
so you
yeah.
just say Torracat, but it's
Yeah.
it's interesting because it's like when you think about it as well. When it came to Hoenn specifically, which is I guess you wanted like 2/3 of like advanced generation. His team was wasn't fully evolved. The Hoenn team might be one of the worst teams he pulled up with the league because he had a Grovyle, he had a Glalie, he had a Corphish. Like, bro, like what? So like there was no real
Yeah.
ace. And when you
I
think
completely-
about it, like
Yeah, but he equally grinded with all of them. There's a whole episode where he's like, "Screw the Grand Festival, May. I'm not watching you. I'm teaching Snorunt how to use Icy Wind or
Base.
Ice Beam or whatever it is."
So
You
base.
know,
Yeah,
Ash was on the
yeah.
grind with all of his
EXP
Pokemon.
share, bro. EXP share.
and I feel like the concept of Ash having an ace didn't really solidify to like Diamond and Pearl with like Infernape.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was
true.
an ace.
True
Yeah.
ace.
And you
And
go to
then
Black and
Crocodile-
White. Yeah.
Crocodile wasn't really treated like an ace.
Palpitoad, bro.
Like he was just kind of like the strongest dude on the crew,
Yeah.
but he was never like, "This is my ace in the hole." You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
He wasn't bringing.
Ash had
him
so
out
many
all the
Pokemon in
time.
Black and White, though. It's
I
hard
think
to-
that was
yeah.
that was also the issue. He had too many. Where it was like, bro.
And he brought
like-
back some of
Yeah.
them as
The
well.
community refers to Crocodile as his Unova ace, and like, I guess so. He is the strongest one, but is he the ace? Because Ash didn't use him as much as stupid ass Pignite, Oshawott, and Snivy. So that's the problem. It's like the starters overshadowed Crocodile, even though Crocodile was so much better. Like he didn't use Crocodile in the fight against Cameron. He probably would have won if he did. His after evolving, all he really did was take out Iris's Dragonite. He disappeared for a bit, showed up in the league to beat Stefan's Sock, and that's it. Those are his biggest achievements. Is that really ace worthy? No, but like Unova had a pretty
No.
low bar.
Oh
So
my
that
god,
is
that's just
very
reminded
weird.
me.
I feel like Ash treated his
That's just reminded
Palpitoad
me.
more like an ace. He'd be like, "This is my ace. When I need to win, I pull up with Palpitoad."
The Lisa battle, bro, for real.
Jesus.
Raph, you're
And
gonna say
there's
something?
like one other battle in the
That,
league.
that
I
just
think.
reminded me about what we were saying about Lucario, another privileged Pokemon, bro. Ash lost to Cameron with a flipping Riolu that evolved in the same episode. Ah, come on, man. I was
That
just
episode
remembering that
solidified
shit.
my Lucario hate, bro.
Yeah.
That
He
was
had
when I
five
was,
Pokemon
that was when
on
I
his
knew.
team.
I was like, Lucario has so much plot armor, they will
Ridiculous.
never let him lose. They will
No,
never let
bro.
him
They,
lose.
you, I mean, how do you? After you're like, yo, we gave this man a movie, back-to-back gym leaders, strong
That was
trainers.
the problem. They treated him like a legendary in the early days.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Like
until
Zoro,
like,
yeah.
you know, XY, Sun and Moon, when they were finally like, okay, maybe Lucario is like when Ash fights Maylene, he ties against her. That would never fly with anybody else. It was just because she had Lucario.
And that was a
And the
damn
rain
good
as well,
gym
bro.
battle too.
That
was-
It was a good
great
gym
one.
battle, but it still made me mad. I was like, if it was any Pokemon but Lucario, it wouldn't have been a tie.
Now, you know, going back to like the shitting on Ash's Lucario train, right? You also you kind of compared John Lucario to Ash's Greninja, where it's like no other like ace Pokemon truly overshadowed the team like that. And I will say Greninja kind of gets away with it a little bit because at least that was technically his first Kalos capture, so he was important
Yeah.
day one.
And
but
it
even
gets
still,
his own unique form. It's not even a Mega Evolution, and I would argue that the rest of Ash's Kalos team still gets like
Oh,
their
yeah.
moments
Yeah, they
to
were-
shine.
they were
get
balanced.
They get their love, yeah.
at least in the first two seasons, they were balanced. In XYZ, when we got Ash Greninja, okay, there he kind of overshadowed, but the team was
Yeah.
always there. The problem with Lucario,
Even
and
towards the
Riolu-
end of the series, you mean Noivern and Talonflame, they get to fight two of the legendary birds. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Arlucha wanted to master its
Yeah.
flying press.
Yeah.
Gumi obviously was scared to begin with, and then it became this crazy powerhouse.
Yeah. The problem with
Wow.
Riolu is that wasn't even his first Journeys capture. It was Dragonite, Gengar, then Riolu. And by the time once Riolu came out, Ash just forgot about Dragonite and Gengar. Like, are you
Oh yeah,
kidding me?
Gengar
Gengar
got
took a
shafted.
big backseat.
They got
bad.
so shafted.
They were gone, bro. Bro, Gengar,
So
he
bad.
pissed me off because he loses to Korean. He gets his first win against Visquez in episode 18. He loses to Lucario. He doesn't get any wins in episode 25 against Karina. And then dude doesn't get another battle until episode 77 against Volkner. And he still loses. It's actually insane how terrible they treated his Journey team because of Lucario.
What was
Oh,
the
and guess what?
source even
Lucario got
after?
2 wins in that fight. They had to sacrifice the Gengar win to give Lucario the 2 wins. So there
When
you
was
go.
Gengar's second win?
His second win was,
Um,
I think it was it
Grimmsnarl?
Raihan? No, wait. No, yeah, it was Grimmsnarl.
Oh,
It was against Marnie.
Grimmsnarl.
Episode
Grimmsnarl, Marnie,
100.
which was
Episode
far
100, dog.
far out.
That's so long.
Oh, we forgot about Surfetch as well. Forgot about
Yeah, and then
Surfetch.
that is it's really shafted Surfetch too. He got his moment at the like last couple episodes, obviously with the Leon or not Leon fight, the
Wickstrom
Cynthia
as
fight.
well.
But then just for Lucario to get tapped in and win off BS, of fighting off a base Garchomp, dog. It just don't fit right with me. It don't. I don't get it. They had so many.
We don't hate
chances,
Lucario,
like-
guys. We don't hate him, but we
I
can
do.
see this. Okay, everyone hates Lucario, but this Pokemon is Silver Spoon, bro. Like,
I will say, Ash's
Bro,
Lucario
privilege.
might be like one of the most boring Lucario because at least when he was in Riolu, he had more personality. He was scrappy. He was trying to like, be tough and independent. He's like cute little kid vibes. Like he had his moments where he was cute, playful, but then like he also wanted to be tough and independent. And then the minute he evolves into Lucario, he just lost all personality and he just wanted to be this like nonchalant, chill dude.
Ooh,
No
yeah.
personality.
Stock
I hated
stoic
it, bro.
Lucario.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
he
all are the
was-
same.
It's crazy because then like, he gets all the privilege, gets Greninja as like a pseudo mentor, becomes even cooler, bro. My mentor's Greninja. I'm that dude, right? And then he just starts like taking W's left and right. He's fighting Pokemon he should be like getting destroyed against, beating their G Max form on top of that. Like,
Bro's in the
it's-
lab with one session with Greninja, and he suddenly unlocks the key.
Max. Bro, he has
just
max
smacked up and then you
everything.
realize, yeah.
One of the episodes I hated the most of Journeys, but it reflects like how annoying Lucario's personality shift was or lack thereof. Is like literally 2 or 3 episodes after he evolves into Lucario. There's the episode where they're in Castelia City, and then like Team Rocket has that thing where like Cinderace and like Lucario get trapped together and they're goofing around the
Yeah.
city. And like literally in the beginning of the episode, they're like eating ice cream and Cinderace comes and gives like an ice cream or whatever to Lucario. He's like, nah, I'm too cool for ice cream. I don't want that shit. And then it gets in his face and he gets annoyed. It's like, bro, like that's so boring. Like, oh my god. Like he's like,
He went through the Raboot arc, bro.
yeah, and he never left.
Yeah, please for Royce, give it like some proper personality. I know some people said they kind of wanting Royce to be a female as well, maybe just to like really switch it up.
I feel like
Oh,
he's
the
gonna
fan-
have
the
same
fanfic gonna be crazy with
Lucario
that one.
personality that they all have.
A shiny female Mega Lucario.
It's just
Oh,
Ash's
that's a-
Lucario, but shiny.
Bro,
Yeah.
please don't. It's just please swap it up. They need to swap it up for this one.
Also, am I crazy? But like, not Mega Lucario, shiny Lucario's yellow. But why does Mega Shiny Lucario look like piss yellow?
It is piss yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's one thing I don't like. They ruined that Lucario, man. They should have done one of those skins that I had from Brawl. Can't remember which skin it had. I think it was like black or something like
There's
that.
so
The
but-
many
black one's
better
fire.
options.
The black one's crazy.
Yeah, I
I
think
always
it was
like the
the
silver
Ooh.
Lucario in Brawl.
even that would have been cool.